morning, or depending when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told out of Voice of Radio. So today, we need to take a little bit of a look at Energy Recycler. And I know what you're thinking, Wossy, hang on a second. Energy Recycler, that sounds a little bit familiar, and honestly, it probably should. This isn't a brand new card that we've never seen before. This is a reprint of a card we had for a little while. And what we're seeing here is a series of reprints of cards that were previously seen last in the Sun and Moon era. So we had a reprint, or we've had confirmed, I should say, a reprint of EXP Share, which was last seen back in the Sun and Moon base set. We've had confirmed a reprint of Escape Rope, which was last seen in Burning Shadows, which incidentally was the third Sun and Moon expansion. And it's kind of fitting today that we see Energy Recycler, because Energy Recycler was last seen in Guardians Rising, which was the Sun and Moon 2 expansion. So we've now had one item card reprinted from each of the first 3 Sun and Moon sets. How cool. Now, to be fair, I'm lying to you ever so slightly. Energy Recycler was actually last seen in Forbidden Light, but that was as a secret rare. Now, they would keep it in the format, incidentally, but not buying it, quite frankly. As far as I'm concerned, the last real print was in Guardians Rising, so I suppose, what item card are we going to have back from Sun and Moon 4? Incidentally, it is not a Sun and Moon card, but I'm still saying we're going to be getting a level ball reprint sooner rather than later, so if and when this is confirmed, expect a rather boasty video, but please still watch anyway, because when you don't watch it makes me sad. So Energy Recycler then, what do we have? We have an item card that reads, shuffle 5 basic energy cards from your discard pile into the deck. Now, to be fair, we don't actually need a translation here, but we have had confirmation from the lovely Antoine Boulet that it is the same as it's always been. So what we've basically got here is a really good way to recycle our energy, which you probably kind of could have guessed from the name. Do we need this card? Yes. Yes, we do. I know people aren't always as excited as they could be by reprints, and I understand that. I understand that brand new, never-before-seen cards are generally a little bit more exciting than cards that we've seen before, but now they're coming back. But the fact of the matter is, this is, in terms of pure, unadulterated energy, this is better than anything we currently have at the moment. I mean, at the moment, we've basically got 2 options here, and they are Ordinary Rod, and they are Brock's Grit. Although it is worth pointing out that Brock's Grit was last printed in Team Up, so when we hit the rotation, we will be losing Brock's Grit. Ordinary Rod shuffles up to 2 Pokemon and up to 2 basic energy from your discard pile into your deck. But it's only 2 energy. Now you get Pokemon as well, which is awesome, but it's only 2 energy. And Brock's Grit will get 6 in any combination of Pokemon and energy shuffled from your discard pile into your deck. So you can actually get 6 energy here, or you can get 5 energy, but also get yourself a Pokemon. And this is all lovely and awesome and brilliant and wonderful, etc. But the fact of the matter is here, that's a supporter card. I mean, even if we ignore the fact that it is going to rotate out in a not too distant future, and that's probably not something we should ignore too much, but even if we do, it's going to rotate out. And when it rotates out, we're not even going to have that as an option. And this is an item card. And that basically is what seals it for me. This is what, as far as I'm concerned, it is the most important thing here, is the fact that it's an item card, which means you can just go ahead and play it whenever you like, and you're going to be able to get all of those energy back. And 5 basic energy is absolutely huge. 5 basic energy is largely going to set you up for the rest of the game. Now, there are going to be some decks that don't want this. So, for instance, my Excadrill deck, I very, very regularly end up recovering energy. Partly because I've Excadrill KO'd, and honestly, partly because, you know, when you attack, you discard the top 4 cards of your deck. You're going to lose a bunch of energy throughout the game. But I wouldn't play Energy Recycler, because as well as needing to recover energy, I am also definitely going to have to recover pieces of my Excadrill line. I am certainly going to have to recover Pokemon throughout the game. So for that reason, in that deck, Energy Recycler is going to be out. There's no if, but, or maybe, I'm not playing it. Similarly, if you look at something like a Fire deck, a Welder deck, they don't really want to put energy back into their deck. I mean, they can get it back with Giant Hearth, but generally speaking, they want to recover it with Fire Crystal, or they want to recover it with Energy Retrieval. And you see an awful lot of decks actually discarding energy deliberately in the early game, so that it's in there so that that Fire Crystal turns into free energy cards. This is not necessarily an every deck card, and I'm not pretending that it is. But there are going to be some decks that are absolutely going to love this. Now, I can't tell you whether they're going to play it or not, but this would work rather well in a Pikachu and Zekrom deck, or in a Lightning deck generally. You've got Pikachu and Zekrom that for free energy has full blitz, 150 damage, search deck for free lightning energy, attach them to one of your Pokemon. And then you've got Boltun's Electrify attack that lets you search your deck for 2 energy and attach them, but you only have to put 1 on there. And then you've got Boltun's attack that does 10 damage base plus 30 more for each lightning energy attached to all of your Pokemon. And this is going to be the kind of thing where you want all your energy out. You do want 2 energy in the discard so you can accelerate them with Tapu Koko, but after that, you just don't really want any more energy in the discard. You want it on the field and you want it in your deck in order to be able to attach it with Pikachu and Zekrom and Boltund. And that's where this comes in quite nicely. Something like Ordinary Rod really doesn't work that well in Pikachu and Zekrom because you just don't want to recover Pokemon. You play enough Pokemon, you never really want to reuse them. I'm not saying that this is going to be a staple in Pikachu and Zekrom or Lightning decks, but I'm telling you it makes sense in those decks, because being able to put that energy back in to accelerate with Boltund, to accelerate with Pikachu and Zekrom, to power up Boltund's attack, that sounds kind of nice to me. I mean, one of the obvious ones here is a deck or a card we've just seen revealed, and that is the new Cherrim. The new Cherrim lets you, as often as you like during your turn, attach a grass energy to one of your Pokemon that doesn't have a rule box. That is to say, not a Pokemon EX, GX, Prism Star, VMAX, all of those things. Just this regular old Pokemon. So what you want to be doing is just attaching as much energy as you can, which means you don't really want that energy in your discard pile, you want it in your deck, so you can draw into it and attach. You could say the exact same thing about Frostmoth, that is a Stage 1 water Pokemon, that lets you attach as much water energy as you like. Now, Frostmoth can attach to Pokemon with a rule box, but it can only attach to water Pokemon on the bench. Cherrim can attach to any Pokemon, whether on the bench or active, but only if they don't have a rule box, which is how those Pokemon end up looking rather similar, but also in a bunch of ways rather different. For these kind of Pokemon, you just want to get all your energy back into the deck as fast as you can, so that you can then go about attaching it. It's kind of beautiful, ladies and gentlemen. It's kind of beautiful. You need to balance it up against Brock's Grit, and you need to balance it up against Ordinary Rod, but as I've already told you, Brock's Grit is your supporter card for the turn and is going to rotate out in the not too distant future anyway, and Ordinary Rod only gets you 2 energy, and 2 energy is nice, but 2 energy might not be enough. Now, it also gets you your Pokemon, which is kind of cool, but sometimes you don't want your Pokemon, sometimes you want your energy, and that's how a card like this comes in. I mean, honestly, the biggest argument I can give you for Energy Recycler is, it saw play last time. It wasn't an every deck staple last time, but when it was out before, when we had the Guardians Rising print, it saw a bunch of play. Energy-hungry decks that wanted to accelerate lots of energy but not from the discard pile, decks that would use and want to get a lot of energy back, they used Energy Recycler, so there really is no reason why it wouldn't see a whole bunch of play this time round. I'm going to go ahead and give it 4 Wassies. I see it as a card that's going to see a bunch of play in a bunch of decks, but I do not see it as a staple card in every deck out there. But I'd like to know what you think. So let me know in the comment section, would ya? Go nuts! Be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at The Wassy, and Twitch for some live action at twitch.tv/PTCG Radio. If you want to support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all that good stuff, head on over to patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can do exactly that. But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourselves till next time, will ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.